guys, Christopher with Networker. We're at ANMP 2016, and I am with not only a friend, not only an incredible mentor, but the master of ceremonies for the entire weekend, Mr. Curtis Broome. Thank you, sir.
It's a pleasure to be here, brother. It was a great event.
It was a great event. So give me the overall takeaway. You've seen it everything from the back of the house to the front of the house. You watched it, you announced it. Give me an overall takeaway from the event.
Well, again, 27-year veteran network marketing. Had great mentoring starting 25 years ago. Built teams, have run companies. I'm currently a co-founder and president of the company. But the ANMP is a group of people who they've all got expertise. In many cases, many of them as master networkers. Mm-hmm. Also others that have been part of corporate infrastructure who said, we want to create something that represents the profession and does so in a very organized way. Now, over its history, it's gone from a true heartfelt mission with a little less organization, but just a natural group of people wanting to do great things to, it's evolved, whereas an association, it's a really tight thing. The ANMP has now, it's got insurance programs that it offers for the entrepreneur. It's got services. There are new ANMP TV that was launched as an extraordinary value. So now this association is really in a position, because it's not about the people. Garrett McGraw and his wife Sylvia, Garrett as the president has done a tremendous job the last few years, but it's even not about Garrett. If you ask him, that's not. It was creating something that over time can be passed on. Yes. Other people can come through as the time's right. Yes. And so it's really an organization that is designed as a nonprofit, properly structured, to go out and represent our profession and be there as a representative for the members of the profession. Yes. The distributors, the companies, the corporate executives, all of us, to raise the level, raise the bar, and do so in a way that is incredibly positive and promotes that, that what networking is about, which is the possibility of the future if you'll just be willing to dream a little bigger and then put a little action behind it. And that's what this event was. It was a collection of tremendous coaches and mentors on stage. Both from the executive level, company owners, as well as and also just service providers and people there were a lot of great instructors who are outside network marketing. There are areas of expertise from legal or tax, as well as from motivational, personal development, psychological. There was tremendous educational value beyond just network marketing that for network marketers can really enhance their ability to be successful. So this was truly, I think, a tipping point, watershed event.
I would agree.
There were not as many attendees as we wanted because the association is just getting to that point. What people here saw, I have had so many people of the 500 or so that were here have said, I had no idea that the ANMP was of this caliber and had this much potential. It's the most amazing event I've been to, and they've all said, we'll come back and bring hundreds.
One of the things I want you to speak about specifically is the format, because in most events, I would use the term long form.
Sure.
But here, I've been saying all weekend, it's kind of like the most powerful network marketing TED Talks that you could see. Elaborate. Tell us about that.
Here's what it was. In fact, what was interesting is it was, because Garrett and Eric were great friends. Yes. And I also help host for Eric the GoPro Recruiting Mastery events,
which everyone should go to.
Sure. And a couple of years ago, Eric made the decision he wanted to go. There would be certain exceptions. If you're bringing in a giant business leader or somebody like a Tony Robbins, that type thing, then they might have a little bit longer, or true titans or legends, the Bob Proctors, the Harvey McKays, that kind of thing. But for most of the network marketing leaders and mentors who came in, let's keep it to a TED Talk style. Yeah. Because what you do is you don't get lost in the rambling. Exactly. You've got to identify what your topic is. You need to hit it hard. It's exciting. It's powerful. And as a result, you don't exhaust. You can run a 4-day event, and yet you really don't overwhelm the attendee because it's so fast that you can keep their energy up, and the content delivered is so hard-hitting, so powerful. So I think TED Talks, let's all face it, I think TED has come up with a formula that's exceptional. They did change the game. And so when Eric did it, Garrett saw it and said, that's the missing link. And so starting last year, at the ANMP 2015, that was the format. It was boom, 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 and it went really well. And the same thing this year. And the participants, the mentors, did a great job of respecting their times. Everybody hit the time. It was a magical event.
The word that I would use was delivered.
It was.
It just delivered. And I've heard of a lot of numbers thrown around, but you know the number. how many speakers delivered this weekend?
Well, because we had two things. We had some panels.
Yep.
So I think there were 4 or 5 panels that would have anywhere from 3 to 6 participants. Or the couples panel, there were 8 individuals, 4 couples, power couples. It was great to hear all those different, from social media to the executive and CEO panel to the couples panel, the types of things that would give you, and the young rising star, those young powerhouse 20-somethings.
The new guys and girls,
The young guns, and so you got all of that. So if you put all that together, there were about 20 folks there, and then there were about 43 primary mentor speaking slots. Yeah, so there were close to 60 some odd people, 66, 67, who took the stage to give value. And you do that over 4 days, you get such a diversity of perspective.
It was amazing.
And it was. And I think that was one of the things I heard from so many. There's such a broad range of excellence that, because everybody may be triggered by something different. And so I think it was an opportunity for not only those who are new to see what they could connect with, but I think it was so exceptional in the even really top tier networkers. There were things that they learned by watching other masters of their profession do it, and they saw how to improve even more. So it's a great event.
Absolutely. So take us out of here with talk to that person who watched from the sidelines this year. They're seeing the posts on Facebook. They're seeing people post. They knew about the event, and for whatever reason, they didn't make it happen. Why should they be here next year?
Okay, here's the deal, and let's look right at it. One of the greatest values of attending an event like this is not even what happens in the event. It is the people that you can meet and the conversations that you will have and the conversations that you will overhear amongst literally some of the best of the best. Because you're talking about a group of mentors who, many of them know each other, they have very long histories together, they're great friends, others who are meeting for the first time, and they come together almost starstruck, and you will find opportunities that exist constantly throughout the event, during the breaks, during the lunches, during the dinners, during the galas, even sometimes after the event, and people in the hallway, where you have an opportunity to meet fellow attendees from different companies, different cultures. This is a totally safe zone. Nobody's allowed to mention a company. Nobody wears any corporate material. Nobody talks about anything but the desire to improve and raise the profession. But you get to meet people from different markets, different companies, in others who have different perspectives. Just the generic perspective they have of the power network marketing. And those relationships will tremendously adjust your way of seeing this world and your way of operating in it. That's huge value. Being able to listen, and I've seen it happen all weekend long, where I'll step up and see a couple of really powerhouse master mentors who are they're just talking, and you watch the crowd grow around them as people are listening. It's not just what you hear from stage, which is exceptional. It is the relationships that you would never be able to create, even if you watched on live stream. You have to physically be present. And the most important thing is we did the exercise yesterday where I said, those who are 6-figure or 7-figure earners who have as much experience as you had, if you've said, oh my gosh, I wish I had more of my team here, if you had the thought, stand up. And without exception, they all stood. I said, now those who have been in networking for 5 years or longer and maybe have never broken through, but if you've had the thought, I wish I had a team member here, and they stood up. And then those who are brand new. And the room was literally almost entirely standing. So the question is, why was it important? Because you realized, had your team, or had you gone out to create a team that was here present, the emotional and the mental impact would have been undeniable, and you can't recreate that in any way.
You cannot do it.
No, you got to be physical. Now, the great value, the ANMP TV, we're for $99 right now until tonight at 5.
They announced it this
for
weekend.
For a year, as a year fee to get access to all of it, but still, it's great.
It's great
to go back and view. I had someone today who said they lost a notebook. I said, don't worry about it. Did you subscribe? She said, yeah. I said, great, go watch it again and get out a new journal, take another set of notes.
Right.
But there is still nothing that will replace being there live. Be live, then go back and watch it.
If you're watching this and you weren't here, you need to be here next year at ANMP 2017. I mean,
absolutely, no doubt about it.
Love
Go
you,
to
man.
ANMP 2017 and make it happen.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. See you. See y'all.
Love you guys. Talk to you soon.